and welcome to our presentation today, part of our series on interest-based problem solving. My name is Jim Coles, and I'm the Executive Director of Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
And I'm Meredith Porterfield, Program Manager for Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
The third step in the interest-based process is developing a list of options to solve the problem. Today we're going to give you some ideas on how to do that and why it's important that you generate as long a list of options as you can. As you see, the next step in our process is brainstorming and recording a list of possible options that we can use to help resolve the problem. If you've done the interest-based process properly, you haven't been considering options. You've been looking at problems, you've been looking at interests, but not ways to solve them. That's important because you haven't begun to take positions on the problem that you're solving. Identifying options gives you great opportunity to use the technique of brainstorming. You need to be as creative as you can to come up with a long list of possible options to solve the problem. The more ideas, the better, because in that quantity of ideas, the quality will emerge in one or multiple of those options. Brainstorming also gets everybody involved in finding a solution. And when you brainstorm, keep that list of mutual interests out in front of you so that the options that you come up with go along with what the interests of the parties are. You want to avoid jumping to a single solution. Very often when we are confronted with a problem, we think of one solution and then we stop thinking. Don't need to think anymore because we've already come up with the answer. Yet for any problem you work on, there's going to be more than one good possible answer, and we want as many as we can. We don't want just a few, we want a long list to get as many options and many ideas as we can. We want to be sure we write every idea down on a flip chart or on a smartboard so they don't get lost. It's very easy to start talking about a problem and forget about what other people have said. And also that list of potential solutions you're going to need later on in the process, so generate it as you go along. Also, you want to be sure to avoid evaluating or critiquing ideas. If somebody says something and they're critiqued on what they say, or somebody says, no, that's not a good idea, they may not offer any more ideas, and that'll help defeat the process.
One of the things that we suggest when you start brainstorming is to do silent generation, just to give people a few minutes to collect their thoughts, focus on the particular problem, jot down some ideas. If you give them ample time, that'll give you a better list of ideas. Plus, it just gives them the opportunity to contribute an idea. We also suggest using an approach called round robin. We think this approach would help you a little bit more than maybe a traditional popcorn style. And with the round robin, you go from one person to another person throughout the group to give one idea at a time. If you use a traditional approach, sometimes what happens is groups get off topic, waste some time. Plus, the other thing is you can revert very easily back to traditional means of focusing on personalities, placing blame, getting into heated debates, all those kinds of things you want to try to avoid within an interest-based process. The other thing, by using the round robin, it can also help to build some relationships simply because you're going to see people say some things that you might not have thought that they were going to say. So it can help to build that relationship a little bit better. A couple other things regarding the round robin. If we get to you, we're doing a round robin session, and we get to you and you don't have an idea, you can pass, because maybe when we come around to you the next time, you're going to think of something. Or if you hear something as you're going around, jot it down so that when we do get to you again, you can give that idea. The other thing to remember too is once you've finished your brainstorming, you don't want to go back and determine which of your options that you're going to be using, simply because you've got another step coming up in the interest-based process that will help you to determine which of those options you want to use. And that's identification of standards is the next step. So that's what we're going to be focusing on our next video, is identifying standards. We hope you got something out of this one. Thanks for watching.